Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining us. Hope you guys are enjoying the Hamfest. I know that it's always a fun time for me, so we're going to hop right into it here in just a second. So appreciate everyone being here today. I realized I didn't share the playlist in the chat yet, so let me do that right now. I'm going to share the playlist in the chat. Be sure to follow along with the playlist, and it'll just auto-scroll for you to the next one. I've got an hour, and after my hour, Mike K. will be on to interview Stefano Mezzi from Mezzanine Palomi Coax, so that's going to be a good show as well, so be sure and tune in for that. So let's just hop right into it. I'm going to welcome David onto the channel today. David, good morning, and how are you today?
Good morning. Happy Sunday morning to everyone. It's a beautiful day here in Newington. I kind of wish we had this weather in at Hamvention for the entire event, but I'll tell you what, on the whole, it was a great experience. And for those folks that weren't able to make it out to for our annual amateur radio Mecca to southwestern Ohio, I hope next year they'll consider adding that to their travel list.
Yes, it was a fun show. The numbers came in at like just over 31,000 in attendance. They posted that on Twitter a few days ago. I don't remember how that compares to 2019, which I guess was the last one, but considering everything that they've gone through between now and the last Hamvention, I think that's a respectable number. There were a lot of people there from overseas, and so a lot of vendors from overseas made the trip also. So I thought it was a very good Hamfest. I'm glad to have made it myself.
You know, when you look at the work that the volunteers have done at Hamvention, and really some of the extraordinary work that Michael Coulter has done in order to promote Hamvention, you know, the ARRL and IARU leadership attended an awards dinner Saturday night Hamvention held, and Michael Coulter was up there with a musical group performing. You know, the guy's full of surprises.
Yeah.
But the fact that they had to find an alternative to Hera Arena, you know, they were able to move it to Xenia, and just in a very short period of time, you know, have really turned Xenia into the new home of Hamvention, so that there are folks now just getting into Hamvention. They'll never realize the nuances that Hera offered Hamvention, but you know, Xenia has its own set of nuances, and it's all good. We had a really great time at the ARRL booth. You know, I can't tell you what number Hamvention this was for me. I started going my freshman year at Ohio State, which would have been in the spring of 1980.
Okay.
And a friend of mine called me up and said he and his dad were going to a Hamfest. Did I want to go? And, you know, we go down there and park half a mile from Hera,
yeah,
walk into the flea market, and I was like, holy smokes, this is not a Hamfest.
Yeah. Crazy.
but you know, this was the very first Hamvention that I've ever been to where I was not an attendee. You know, I had to work it. So you and I missed each other because basically I was tethered to a chair for 2 solid days.
Ouch.
And probably spoke to at least 300 people in 2 days. So, you know, this was a very different experience for me, but it was great meeting members, you know, hearing their ideas, and, you know, getting really positive feedback from the things that they enjoy from ARRL. So it was really a couple of rewarding days.
I came through the ARRL booth 2 or 3 times, and I didn't go look at the field. I got a confession. I didn't go look at the Field Day 2022 T-shirts because every time I do that, y'all never have my size. So I spared myself the suffering of not finding my size in the T-shirts this year.
Well,
But
you'll have to let me know what size
okay.
you wear, and I'll make sure that we've got one for you. That's easy to fix.
Okay, okay, I could do that. I was gonna throw that on Good Game's shoulders, but since you're here, I'll take you up on that offer. So
Yeah, that's very easy to accomplish. But yeah,
okay,
there was a lot of interest in field day. We had a field day
yeah.
forum. Of course, field day is coming up. I've got a pile of these field day stickers here,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
on my desk. And uh, unfortunately, I love field day.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on where you sit on the matter, fortunately or unfortunately, and unfortunately for me, I'm going to be in Friedrichshafen this year. So,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
I'm gonna travel all the way over to Germany to sit in southern Germany at their version of Dayton
Mm-hmm.
and sit tethered to a stool for 2 days, meeting our international members, of which we have a considerable amount of international members that love to get QST. They love access to all of the archives and the website. They participate in radio sport. Um, Hayden, who I actually think the world of, VK7HH,
Mm-hmm.
he did a great video, pitching ARRL membership to international members. But in any event, it'll be exciting to be over there and be able to meet our international crew.
For sure. Yeah. You know what? Frederickshaven's always been on my bucket list, and I actually had the opportunity to go this year. Bob from R Finder is going to be there, and he asked me to tag along with him. And I couldn't put it on my. I've got too many other things on my calendar this year. So, but I'm looking at it from perhaps next year. The one drawback is obviously that it's the same weekend as Field Day every time they do it. So we'll have to miss Field Day one time. But it's kind of one of those things that, like I said, bucket list. I want to be able to go one time to say I did. Take a lot of video while I'm there, and then I'll be good. And then from then on out, I'll participate in Field Day for remaining years. But I imagine that's going to be a really good show this year. So I think you'll find that it's an exciting time over there.
Well, one of the things that I've heard, I don't know that it's true or not, but apparently at the flea market over there, the Europeans tend to be very strong collectors of older radios. And when you go through the flea market, there's an opportunity, to acquire very mint, excellent condition older radios. And of course, this year, because I didn't have the opportunity to walk around, I looked at KM4ACK.
Yeah.
Did a video walking around and had some flea market coverage in there. Someone else, I think it was a K4, but someone else did a very fast slideshow of the entire flea market.
Oh, that's probably Joe, K0NEB.
No, it wasn't Joe.
Okay.
It was somebody else, but it was basically there was no sound. It was just a slideshow. But I'm sitting there at home, and my wife Laura would tell you, I was going nuts because I'm looking at all this stuff that I would have loved to have seen in person.
Mm-hmm.
So next year I need to figure out a way to carve out a couple of hours to get out into the flea market and see what's out there and see who's out there, see some old friends that are out there. So in any event.
Gotcha. Yeah. I did a walkthrough of the flea market. I live streamed a walkthrough of the flea market on Saturday, and I was going to do it on Friday, and it was so windy outside. I was afraid that there would be too much wind noise in the microphone. But I did it on Saturday, and you're right. There was a lot of really good vintage stuff out there. Some people commented like, "Hey, I think I saw this same flea market in 1985." I'm like, "Well, I don't know what to tell you on that." So a lot of good stuff out there, but it was a huge showing at the flea market inside the racetrack arena, on the outside, on the front side of or the back side of buildings 4 and 5, and then around the fence and everything. So there's a lot of area for that, and had a good showing there, as well as the inside vendor parts. So I was really happy with I didn't buy anything, but I was really happy with the presence that was shown there.
Well, with all the flight problems we had this year, next year, I think I'm going to drive for sure and make sure that I've got room in my trunk for a couple of goodies.
Good.
So we'll see how that. But the ARRL booth, the way that we designed it this year, You know, we kind of call them ministries, you know, jokingly that you know, that these are sort of the, you know, this is where the religious fervor of the hobby comes. So we've got, you know, the MCOM booth, you know, we had the clubs booth. We had a double, I think a double booth set up for education and learning. You know, so Steve was very, very busy for 2 days. And then, of course, you know, we tied forums to each of those booths. But it was great to see. I saw a lot of people that were interested in where we're at with regards to MCOM. You know, my July column in QST talks about Aries versus Oxcom, because there are pockets within the MCOM community that have sort of created this almost controversy about, you know, Aries isn't real MCOM, and you've got to be Oxcom certified, and only Oxcom counts. And it's actually a much broader discussion than that. You know, if we narrowly defined it that way, I think there's a lot of people that we would leave behind, we would leave out of the MCOM picture. And it's really more than just MCOM. You know, it's that whole public service aspect of amateur radio, where the FCC in Part 97 expects us, you know, to be performing in a public service, not narrowly a public safety, you know, but more of a public service function. And of course, MCOM is a big part of that. But it was great to see so many MCOM people swing by and go over and talk to Josh. You know, we've got this club grants program. You know, you did a video on it. There's a couple other folks that did videos on it. But we've got over 40 applications now that are in process, and I would expect to get many more than that in the coming weeks. But you know, we have $500,000 to give away to clubs. You know, so if you have a project or an initiative and you're in a club and you'd like to undertake that, you know, there's a lot of opportunities for us to fund things for your club to sort of you know, energize it, to you know, put a little more adrenaline into the group, as sometimes you need that shock to the system to get some bigger initiatives done. You know, but we've seen everything from a high school that requested $495 for a mast and an antenna for their school building. That's like a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
You know, all the way up to another group that's got a pretty ambitious project that's going to go over our $25,000 limit, but we're able to direct them to ARDC directly, as ARDC has the infrastructure to look at much bigger grants and, you know, evaluate whether they can fund them or not. So there was a lot of really good stuff in the booth, and it was great to see everybody swinging by to talk to those guys as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm always impressed by the size of the ARRL booth, and it was almost like it's like ARRL covers this whole area, but inside of that booth, you've got different aspects going on, like you were talking about, different ministries, I guess you called it. And so that's always fun to see, just the level of activity inside of something like that.
Well, you know what happens at an event like Dayton at Hamvention, that's so big for us, is when you look at ARRL members, you know, so people that have joined because they either support ARRL's mission, or they want to enjoy the products and services that ARRL offers, whatever that is. That sort of the common theme among all of them is that in one way or another, they're active hams. And the people that you get that pay to travel, that pay to stay, you know, one of the numbers that was being bantered around, which I'm sure is pretty accurate, is that when Hamvention comes to the greater Dayton area, attendees put about $30 million into the local economy through hotel stays, food, gas,
Wow.
et cetera, et cetera. But in any event, we love to have a big footprint at an event like Hamvention, because we know there's so many active hams that are there that they're either members and they want to swing by. They've got a favorite staff member. Maria in our VEC, who runs our VEC, is incredibly popular with her 30,000+ VEs. So they'll swing by and say hello to her, maybe meet her in person for the first time. And then we get some other folks that aren't members for various reasons. I had a guy come up to me and say, David, I'm not a member. I said, well, that's okay. We can fix that. There's a table right over there.
Yeah, right.
He says, no, I'm not going to join ARRL because of LOTW. I said, well, everybody loves LOTW. He said, I can't make it work on my computer. So I said, well, what are you running on your computer? Are you running Windows 95 and Internet Explorer, or what's happening? So anyway, so we sort of walked through what his setup was, and I called over Bob Nauman, who's responsible for operations, and I just said to him, this guy is going to make LOTW work for you. He was super excited, said, this is great. I can't wait to make it work. And I said, when it does work, you're going to sign up for a 3-year membership to thank us, right? And so he laughed and he said, yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. So I said, all right. But ARRL membership is very, very important to amateur radio. We have the IARU guys within the ARRL footprint this year. I think in past years they've had their own booth, and maybe they will again in the future. I don't know, but they were with us in the ARRL booth. But there's a WRC coming up in 2023, and this is a part of where ARRL membership goes beyond getting QST magazine. When you start to look at spectrum defense and you start to take a look at our participation in ITU committees, around the world. I think WRC next year is maybe in Ethiopia or something. They pick different parts of the world to have to have these meetings. Right. And ARRL is also very active in Region 2, which is North and South America. So actually, we have a lot more work to do in that space. But again, it's ARRL membership that keeps our participation in something that Maxim created. After Maxim learned how important it was to be able to negotiate with the government and the military in terms of amateur spectrum, having this international union of member organizations being able to team up together and work together and collaborate for the benefit of amateur radio, that's not free. So again, it's membership that drives all of these, all of these sort of ministries within the hobby kind of thing. So so in any event, it was very good from that aspect of the hobby as well.
Good. So when you're traveling to Germany at the, about a month from now, are you going by yourself, or are you going as ARRL? Is ARRL going to have a booth there? Because RSGB and Radio Amateur of Canada and all those guys had booths at Hamvention this year, which they've done in the past too. So is ARRL going to have a presence in Frederikshavn?
We do. So we have a booth there each year, and it really serves two functions. The one is for us to interact with our international members. We have many international members, particularly in Europe. So the opportunity for them to come up and, there are people that call Europe the 16th division, although it doesn't have a director or representation per se. Certainly the feedback that we get from everyone is important, and it gets integrated into how we govern ARRL. And the second thing, believe it or not, which is which is incredibly important, is card checking for DXCC. You know, DXCC is the premier award within amateur radio.
Right.
And there are people who rightly these days are concerned about sending things through the mail and then getting to the other side successfully. So they're not going to take their precious DXCC cards and put them in an envelope and hope for the best. You know, they want to hold on to that, and then they show up at Friedrichshafen and they sit down with our volunteer corps of card checkers. This year it'll be led again by Bob Nauman, who is in charge of operations. But basically, Bob Inderbitzen and I will be working the ARRL booth, and we'll also have Rick Roderick there, and Rick and I will also be attending discussions with a number of the other amateur radio societies, and especially RSGB. We had some really good discussions with them in Xenia about ways that we could be working more closely together, again, for the benefit of amateur radio.
Good. Excellent. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I think I thought it was really cool to see RSGB and RAC, and in the past I've seen the Deutsche Amateur Radio Club too, although I don't think I saw them this year, unless I just missed it. But I really like seeing those organizations at Hamvention, so I think it's very important that we reciprocate to those larger Hamfest across the world as well. So that's excellent to know. Like I said, I've never been to Friedrichshafen. I'm not sure exactly what it's all about, but it's on my bucket list to get to one of these days. So that's great that you guys are going to be there.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be absolutely great. You know, one of the other great things that happened for me personally at Hamvention was I gave the keynote at the donor reception on Thursday night, and you know, these are people who have given generously to ARRL over the last year or over their lifetime. And so we bring them together for a light dinner and some cocktails so that you know, we can thank them, we can recognize them. But you know, I've had the honor and benefit of speaking all over the world to groups from 10 to 1,000. And in my life, I have never gotten a standing ovation. And you know, it was a speech that I had been working on for 3 or 4 months. You know, Rick Roderick, who's my boss, he's president of ARRL. You know, he kept saying to me, "Don't overthink it. You know, don't, you know, just be yourself." But in any event, we the talk centered around 3 things. One was reality, which was basically talking about the whole notion of transparency and the importance of, you know, if you think you know something, dig a little deeper so that you actually understand what the facts are. And went through some important examples. Went into meaning, talked about the meaning of amateur radio to so many people, the fact that they started young in amateur radio, and it wound up giving them a place of belonging in a community. It often led to college major choices and career choices. And then just talked about legacy. And, you know, the importance of when you look back on your life, you know, what are the important things that you did in your life? And, you know, amateur radio for the real hardcore hams, you know, you take a look at yourself and say, you know, what did I do? You know, not to blow smoke or anything, but, you know, I think there are probably a handful of the YouTuber bunch that really have it right in terms of the dedication to create content, in doing it in a serious and responsible way. You know, not taking it off the reservation and turning it into something goofy or whatever, but something that's really valuable. And you know, that's an important aspect to legacy. But you know, a lot of people that were there are Diamond Club members, And it turns out that only 1% of our membership, only 1,600 people, actually belong to Diamond Club, which is an opportunity, to go above and beyond membership to help ARRL in all of these different initiatives. So if you're watching this and you don't know what Diamond Club is, come to the ARRL website and take a look at it or Google it, and you'll see what an important role Diamond Club plays with regards to all the things that we do.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you what it was, but that's a good answer. So that's a good answer to it. So good deal.
Well, the entry level for Diamond Club is $95, and your 1 year membership is embedded in the $95.
Okay.
So it's $95 versus $49. But there are a lot of people within Diamond Club that choose to give $1,000 or more in a given year, and then they're invited the following year to the donor recognition dinner. So
gotcha. Very, very cool stuff. All right, man. Well, we're just about at the top of the hour, David. I really do appreciate you taking time out. Somebody commented in the chat earlier, it's great that David took time out of his Sunday to join to come to work and join a live stream. So I really do appreciate you taking the time out and being here on a Sunday. That means a lot to me.
Anything for you guys, anything for you, you just let me know.
Will do. Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Beyond just a field day shirt size.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hey, are you coming back to Huntsville in August?
I'll be in Huntsville.
Good. That's going to be my next big show the next big show I think that there is at all, except for maybe CPAC. I'm not sure when that is. I'm not going to that one, though. But I'm planning on being in Huntsville in August again. It's going to be a great show. I've already been talking to Mark out there, and we're going to have a fantastic time just like we did last year. So I will look forward to seeing you then.
Perfect. Yeah, Mark and his team do an absolutely fantastic job.
Yeah, totally. All right, man. Well, thank you very much. 73 to you. Stay warm, stay cool out there, I guess. I don't know if it's warm or hot out there in Connecticut. But
it's hot. It's going to be up almost 90 today. So
okay, yeah, that's about what it is here right now. So all right, well, 73 to you. Thanks much, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Happy Memorial Day, and happy to those who who served.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, David.
Yep. Take care.
All right, so we'll transition off of him, and really appreciate David being in there for the YouTubers Hamfest. That was an interview I've been wanting to get done for a long time, and it's always great to have him on the show. So go out, ARRL.org, I think it is. ARRL.org. Go out there and read more about their efforts, and they do really do a lot for amateur radio. So we're going to get Steve from Gigaparts in here in just a minute. I think he's trying to get connected right here. So what do you guys think about the Hamfest so far? Let me take a quick minute. I was going to say this at the end, but I'll go ahead and say it now. I got a couple of minutes while Steve is joining. Tonight at my normal Sunday night live stream time, which is 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay, he's having trouble getting video. Hold on a second. Let's do that. And let's go back here. Okay, so 7 p.m. tonight, Central Daylight Time. My normal live stream will be the official wrap-up of the YouTubers Hamfest and my monthly giveaway video. And we're going to be giving away a Buddy Stick Pro and a Buddy Hex. Okay, among other things. In fact, I had someone come up to me at Dayton and say, I've got this brand new ICOM IC705 backpack that I bought, and I don't remember why he said he wasn't going to use it. He's like, it's new, it's never been used, I don't need it. I want to give it away on your stream, so we're going to give that away tonight. And I'm probably going to throw a couple of t-shirts and whatnot in there, stuff from the shop.hamradio2.com website, so you guys will be out there for that. But we're going to be doing all of that at 7 o'clock tonight. It's the official wrap-up, but Rhea is going to have an encore after my stream tonight with a kit building thing with Joe, K0NEB. So So wrap up and then encore, which is going to be really cool. So I've invited all of the YouTubers who have participated this weekend to join me on the live stream tonight. So you guys be sure to bookmark that. All right, Steve, you think you got it? Yeah. Where you at, man? I can't hear you now. You're muted.
There we go.
There you go. What's up, man?
Not much. We just got out of Cincinnati and cutting through Kentucky on our way back to Huntsville.
Way back to Huntsville. Cool. All right. Well, how's the weather out there?
It is 77 degrees.
Ooh, that's nice.
Very, very blue skies today.
Good, good, good. Excellent. So thanks for taking the time out. I know that you were going to be on the road, and but I want to give Gigaparts the opportunity to come on and talk about just whatever you want to mention, because you guys have been huge supporters of the YouTube community at large, and wanted to kind of give you guys the floor for a little bit and see what you had to talk about.
No problem. I finally, after my 1 week vacation, after Dayton.
Yeah.
I would say, you emailed me, I think late last night, early this morning, what products to feature.
Yeah.
I can truly not think of any one specific item we offer at Gigaparts, except for two. The Mast, well, three if you count, the combo mast and tripods.
Right.
And our PO4 power batteries. Those, essentially two items, add the tripod in and you get three. But those were one of the biggest hits last weekend at Hamvention for us.
Good. Good. Yeah, that I know that, and you guys got a couple of new renditions of the Mast that you're working on, right?
Yes. I'm not sure, how much I can truly say. I know you saw the sneak peek last weekend.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident. What Jason and I discussed before, we went our separate ways last weekend, especially was, I want to say it's 3 feet, but goes up to 25 feet. I am sure with the amount of people that saw that last weekend, that is going to be a big hit with the POTA, POTA runners and
right. Soda guys, some of the soda, the POTA.
I see that John Kruk did porta
porta potties on the air. Yeah.
I saw something he posted, porta potties on the air or something in his travels. Back to probably Wisconsin or something.
Yeah, I think it was because, he was on the happy hour on Friday, and he was talking about how every time they'd go out and take a picture of that big tower outside, it was right in the porta potty area. So he's like, why not? Let's do it this way. So now he's got a big logo made up and everything for it. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, so the carbon fiber masts, which are here on the website behind me, and I'll share this link in the chat, and you guys can get a 5% discount on everything on this site with my coupon code. But they're making a smaller, shorter, more compact, portable version of this mast, because these 25, 35, and 50-foot carbon fiber masts right now, I've got the 50-foot. It's when it's broken down all the way, it's still taller than I am. It's like 6 feet tall. And then the 25-foot's not much. It's a little bit shorter than that, but not much shorter. It's like 4.5 feet, something like that. So they're making a very smaller, shorter version when it's broken down all the way. It'll be more portable, more compact. It's not out yet. It's not on this page yet, but it is there. So that's what he's talking about there.
I would think, if we don't have it by Huntsville Hamfest, there's got to be something really, really wrong logistic-wise on getting them by then. That's less than 90 days out from Huntsville Hamfest.
Yeah, it's coming up, man. It's coming up quick. I was talking to somebody at Hamvention last weekend, and I'm like, well, next month at Field Day, and they're like, whoa, Field Day's next month? I'm like, yeah. Field Day's almost here already. Yeah.
And you mentioned Field Day, and a lot of the purchases that I had at the show, and when they came up to me, for for payment, you know, and get their masts and or tripods was they didn't know we had them, or they knew we had them, but every time they go look on the webpage, we were out of stock. Well,
right.
You know, I brought selective amounts, you know, for space, you know, availability for travels, and we only went back with a few. I didn't hear anybody complaining about the quality. It was availability on the website, which I'm not sure what our current numbers are, you know, for the last couple of days, but I know that they've been selling since the show.
Good. Looks like the 25 foot's in stock, and the 34 foot is in stock. Yeah, it doesn't give me quantities, but they're out there. So yeah, I'm constantly amazed about how quickly those things sell out when you guys replenish them on the website. That's just amazing to me.
It is amazing because you know, anybody can sign up for the stock alert. If it has that request stock alert, you know, icon on the page, I tell everybody use it, because as soon as receiving, you know, puts them in the system, you get an email. I can't hold any of them back. So, you know, that is your way of knowing, hey, we have them. I need to go buy one. I tell people all the time, do not wait. And still people will wait and think, well, maybe. Don't wait.
Yeah, don't wait.
Yep.
Don't wait about it. Good. So how you guys had those PO4 power batteries at the show too? How did those do?
I want to say we brought a handful of the 50 amp hour. We were sold out Sunday morning. I think I had one guy, he bought it, but he wanted to pick it up Sunday morning. So he picked it up right before we started, you know, slowly packing up to head home. So, you know, we brought the 50 amp hour, the 24, no, 24. I'm thinking the Mast.
20. Yeah. 24 and 12.
Yeah. 50, 24, 12 with the two versions of chargers, the 6 amp or 12 amp. They were a hot ticket item. You know, the way.
I lost your audio for a second. There you go. I mean, yeah, I think you're just in a bad area. Just go ahead. You're fine.
Okay. You know, I think the big thing is we offered both versions of the charger, the 6 amp and the 12 amp. And they could pick up the battery and go, wow, these are much lighter than, you know, competitor batteries. And I would, don't forget, we offer a 5-year warranty, which, you know, competitors offer.
Yeah, you're getting into a bad area, Steve. I'm starting to lose you. Yeah, so 5-year warranty. What he was saying. Oh, there it goes. 5-year warranty on the batteries at Gigaparts.com. The PO4 Power, the ones that they've designed and have imported. Those are coming with a 5-year warranty. So I think I lost him. Yeah, I think I lost him. I did. I lost him out of Zoom. So KDMRD's in the chat, and he's going to be taking over for us in about 20 minutes at the bottom of the hour. He's going to be interviewing Stefano Mezzi from Mezzi and Plomi. That's going to be a good interview. And he's talking about doing, Mike's working on a portable carbon fiber, very, very much smaller portable carbon fiber mast for POTA, of course. You know, if it's Mike, he's working on something for POTA. What, the sky is blue, you know, who would have thought? So, he's working on that. You're going to see that coming. It's going to be, I think he's going to call it the K8 MRD portable mast or something like that. It's not a very good name. It's very very unintuitive or uncreative, but it's okay. It's still going to be a really good product. So we'll see if Steve joins back again here in a second. So it's all fun kind of stuff. So what's been you guys' favorite? I started to ask this earlier before Steve joined. What's been your favorite episode of the YouTubers Hamfest so far? Have you guys been watching everything? Have you caught everything? I have not caught everything. I'm going to say right now I haven't caught everything, but I caught the one from Wayne from Ellicraft last hour. That was really good. I like hearing about Ellicraft makes a fine product. I like hearing from them. The one from the Pixie build that they did yesterday, that was good. The battery giveaways that Mike did yesterday, that was fun to be a part of. The interview he did with Callum was really good. But those were good as well. And the big one's going to be tonight with the giving away of the Buddy pole antennas and the ICOM IC705 backpack. So someone asked for the link to that earlier. I did post that in the chat. Let me post that again. Bump. Somebody said happy hour. There you go. Hey, Ron, W4ORH. That's what you should call it, Mike, the murder mast. I don't know if Gigaparts have put that on the website, but it'd be interesting to see. So here's the link to the giveaway for tonight. I am going to shut down those signups probably about 5 o'clock-ish, probably about 2 hours before the stream, because I have to sort the list and get everything ready to go for the live stream coming up. But you guys can still sign up right now and go in that. When is the cutoff for the giveaway, Carlos? About 5 o'clock. So about 6 hours. About 6 more hours you've got for that before we shut that down. So, okay. Mike and Callum. Callum is always great. Yep, that was good. Ham Radio Clubhouse was good last night. I'm glad you guys watched that. They invited me. They invited several other people to come on. I was so tired last night. I'm 97% over this COVID crap, but I haven't been staying up late. I'm usually up till like midnight or 1 o'clock on most nights, but last night I was just tired and I went to bed a little bit early, so I missed the part of the Ham Radio Clubhouse. But of course, those guys always do a really good job. So I'm glad you guys liked that stream last night as well. Hey, Jason, what's the coupon code of yours from Gigaparts? It is just my call sign, KC5HWB. If you use the link that I put in the chat, it'll take you to the page of all the items that are eligible for my coupon code, and then the coupon code is KC5HWB. So, yeah, and then the hr2.ali/free buddy poll is the link to sign up for the giveaway tonight. For one winner will win a Buddy Stick Pro, one winner will win a Buddy Hex, and one winner will win the IC705 backpack I just spoke about. And then we'll probably have maybe some t-shirts, hats, pint glasses, something like that to give away as well. So we will be doing that. But yeah, so I lost Steve, and it doesn't look like he's going to come back because he was entering a bad spot. KMRD is coming up next in about 15 minutes. Mike, if you want to join the Zoom, you can hop in real quick, and we'll talk about some stuff before we hand it off to you for your interview with Stefano. So, and I know you're in the chat. So this is, let's see, free buddy poll. This is what that looks like here. Right there. So buddy poll antenna giveaway. Name, email, and call sign is all you need to sign up. You will get added to my email list, which I send out 1, maybe 2 emails a week to remind people about upcoming live streams, remind people about new giveaways, share links to videos I've posted, that kind of thing. You can opt out at any time from email, just like you can from any email address. But that's what this sign up for is for. Buddy Poll, Buddy Hex, or Buddy Stick Pro rather, Buddy Hex, and that kind of thing. So we're gonna do that tonight. That's gonna be a fun live stream tonight, guys, because people go gaga over giveaways, and I don't blame you. I do not blame you. So let's see. There he is. What's up, Mike?
There I am.
There you are. Steve was driving, and I think he just got into a bad area and just, I don't know. It's all right.
Looks like he's on his way. Well, it's Sunday. Maybe he's on his way home. Well, no, it's Memorial Day tomorrow.
Well, he said he was on his way home. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
they
they took a week-long vacation after Hamvention, and they're headed home now. So
Okay.
He was driving through Kentucky, I think, which
Yeah.
I guess they don't have good internet in Kentucky.
No. They're still living in the 1890s, I think.
Yeah.
Well, there's mountains and stuff there too, so that's tough.
Yeah, well, true.
Yeah, there's mountains in Kentucky, isn't there? Yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I've only driven through Kentucky like 100 times. What do I know?
We did it last week.
Yeah.
We did. N0RG, have to be present to win? No, you do not have to be present to win one of the giveaways tonight. You do have to reply to my freaking email that I send you afterwards, though, because I don't know, man. Sometimes these giveaways, I email to people after the stream. Sometimes, usually it's the next morning. Usually after the stream's over, I'll go do something, I'll chill out or something, and then I'll email all the winners the next morning. And the last couple, I've not gotten reply. For instance, we gave away an FT5 last month, which I've shipped that, and we gave away an FTM 200. That person has not contacted me back, so I haven't actually shipped.
Oh,
I
forgot to email you.
You must have.
Now? I want that 300. I was just looking at the prices though. Those things went up.
Yeah, dude, everything's gone up.
No, it's crazy.
Everything.
Well, I was talking to John at Hamvention. He's like, "Yeah, I think they're like 350 or so." No,
they've gone up. The FTDX10 came down. When it was new, it was $16.99. You can get it for like 13 something now.
Yeah, but that's been out for like a year now.
Well, it's been out. The 300's been out longer than that. The 300 came out.
True.
Yeah, the 300 came out before the FTDX10 did.
Yeah, I was just looking at Gigaparts website yesterday, and it was like 470 or something. Now I'm like,
yeah,
I don't need a new VHF UHF radio at all. But after Matt showed me his AE4MQ when we were driving back from Hamvention, I was like, dude, this thing is it's pretty sick.
And that's the one I was running in the truck that was beacon and APRS the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So it was really, I like it.
That thing's solid.
It's small. It's got a really deep menu system that I haven't fully figured out yet.
It looked like the menu was very intuitive though. From what Matt showed
for the most part.
The screen, like it looks small, but it's very easy to read. It's basically like I'm looking at the TYT, your first video. What is it, the 9800 or whatever it is?
Yes.
And basically, it's a longer screen, but if you were to just split it and put them on top of one another, that's kind of what the screen of the 300 would be.
Yeah.
So it's a freaking nice radio.
It is a nice radio.
I'm surprised I like it as much as I do, because like looking at it on YouTube, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks a little Chinese-ish.
It does.
It looks plasticky and cheap, but it's not.
But it's not
at all. Yeah. And that's one thing I love about Yaesu's radios, especially their HTs, is how rugged they are. And I think that falls right in line. So that's pretty slick.
All right, so I'm going to address this, and I don't take offense to this statement. I've heard it 100 times. Okay, so KD8GIJ. Okay, it's hard to say. Gigaparts wants $300 for carbon fiber mask. That seems a tad bit spendy to me. Okay, so two things to say about that. Number one, they've gone up in price since this whole global supply chain issue happened. Just like everything else in the world has gone up in price. When they first released these masks, they weren't as expensive. Second thing is that literally, when these guys replenish these masks in all three sizes on the website, they sell out in a matter of sometimes days, sometimes a week or two. So the price point to me seems fair because they can't keep them in stock at that price point. And they're very durable. They're very heavy duty. We were talking on I think where were we the other night? We were on some live stream. It wasn't the happy hour because Don wasn't there. I know I've been too many live streams this weekend. We were on the happy hour or the live stream with Don in 5SKT, and he was talking about his falling over twice at our Support Your Parks weekend, and it was undamaged. So they're very durable, very heavy duty, and they can't keep them in stock at the price they have them. So there's
a demand.
There's a demand for it. So yeah. So.
But he said fiberglass. These are not fiberglass. These are carbon fiber.
Correct. Did I say fiberglass?
No. His comment. Well, you read it as carbon fiber, but he wrote fiberglass. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, my bad.
You're not comparing apples to
carbon
apples, buddy.
fiber. Yeah, these masts at Gigaparts. Well, Gigaparts does have some fiberglass masts also.
Yeah, but they're the ones not as expensive.
No, and the ones I'm talking about are the carbon fiber masts. Yes. Yeah. T-Ray says I've met Satan.
Yes, he has.
Taken out of context, that might sound strange.
Not when I'm around. And yeah, so I'm working with Gigaparts on. I've got a prototype right now, and I actually want to do 2 different masts. I want to do the smaller mast. So I laid out the mast that we had at Hamvention, the prototype, and not nearly as tall as what they said it was. So I spoke to Jason at Gigaparts. I'm like, we need to add 3 more sections to this, 2 on top and 1 on the bottom. But I also the reason I talked to Gigaparts in the first place is because I had the Soda Beams Carbon 6. I'm like, I need a 10-meter version of this. That's my goal. So, but now that I have this smaller one, I'm like, well, we need this, but we still need the 10-meter one. So my goal is to have the 10-meter mast the same height as the Carbon 6 when it's collapsed. Just make it fatter. That's fine. Because I don't want something sticking out 3 feet on my backpack when I'm hiking through the woods.
Sure, of course, yeah. How tall is the current one that you have? How tall is it?
It was 16 feet. They told us it was 20. The Carbon 6 is like 19 and a half feet.
Okay.
But the top section on the Carbon 6 is absolutely worthless. So I'm like, get rid of the top section, give us 2 more sections on top, and then 1 more at the bottom to make it a little bit fatter. So it'll be a bit more rigid. So we'll actually be able to get a little bit more height out of it.
The top section of that prototype sample they had at Hamvention seemed rather thin. The very top section of that little mast.
No, that's really thick compared to the top section of the Carbon 6 is a couple. I mean, it's like a 0.5 millimeter. It's nothing.
Really?
It's worthless. It's worthless.
Oh wow, sheesh. Okay, I don't have a carbon. I'm really happy with my Spider Beams mask. I've got the 7-meter and the 10-meter.
But they're all too tall when they're collapsed.
Yes, they are quite large. Yeah, yeah, they're quite large.
You know, I've got a 43-foot mast over here that's 5 feet tall when it's collapsed. I've got a 10-meter carbon fiber mast, but it's 3 feet tall when it's collapsed. And there's none on the market, and there's a huge demand for carbon fiber masts for portable guys. And like I said, I have this 3-foot carbon fiber mast, but I'm not going to stick that in the back of my my Icon backpack and go hiking through the woods because it's going to get caught on everything.
Right.
It's silly. So I need something shorter. So you can find carbon fiber masts on eBay. They're all crap. I bought a couple when I first moved to Texas. I was going to do a comparison video. One broke the first time I used it. These are just garbage, and nothing's come out since. Gigaparts has a great line on carbon fiber. So I went to them. I'm like, what can we do to get this? Because I get emails all the time, like, what mast are you using? Almost as much as what logging software am I using? Really?
Okay. Well, I have to do a mast video upcoming then, because I've got several of them myself, and I've done that one, that 50-footer that I have one of their first 50-footers. And
that thing's awesome. We use that at that place south of Dallas. But that's a different market. That's more like you're gonna kind of not go very far with it.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's for drive up activations.
Yeah.
It's for drive up activations.
What I'm talking is you'll be able to hike up a mountain, or you'll be able to, do an 8-10 mile hike, whatever, and not notice that it's there. So
sure. Yeah, no,
and be rigid and be able to hold up. You're not going to be able to put up like real heavy dipoles, but like a Pac-10 or something should be reasonable. But mostly for like end feds and really lightweight wire antennas. That's what they're made for. So anyway, I got to get out of here. I got to get ready for my stream.
All right, sounds good, man. Look forward to it, and I'll hand it off to you here in about 5 minutes.
In a few minutes.
Okay, cool.
And we're Zoom. Bye.
Bye. And there it is. So, okay, guys, definitely follow the playlist. It's pinned at the top of the chat. Put on the calendar for tonight. Well, watch the whole thing between now and the end of the day. Okay, so definitely watch Mike's video that's coming up here in about 4 minutes, and then definitely join us for the live stream tonight as I give away two buddy pole antennas, one Buddy Stick Pro and one Buddy Hex. And I'm trying to get Chris from Buddy Pole to come on. So he said he would. I think he got sick after Hamvention also, but I haven't talked to him in a couple days, so I need to follow up with him and see. But fingers crossed he can join us tonight to be there. Those are both, by the way, both of those antennas are being drop shipped from him. They are not in my possession. Okay, so he's donated the Buddy Stick Pro, and he is giving me a pretty good discount on the Buddy Hack. So I'm having to pay for the Buddy Hack somewhat. He's donating the Buddy Stick Pro. I'm not paying for that one. That's compliments of Buddy Pole. But just you guys thank him the next time you talk to him. So that is where we are there. So yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Be sure to follow the playlist linked at the top, and be sure to sign up for the giveaway tonight, which I'm looking forward to. That should be a really fun stream. So 73 to all. I'm going to play my outro theme here, and then it should auto roll over for you if you're on the playlist. So 73, guys. Thanks for joining today.